Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to I Think. So check it out. First of all, apologize. I got real bad allergies right now. So you can see my eyes getting red. My nose is a little stuffed up. So apologize if I sound a little crazy right now. Just the allergies getting the best of me. But I really wanted to speak on this topic. I've been watching the news, trying to keep up to date on things going on. And I see in the States, things are starting to open back up. Now, I'm from Atlanta. As you know, Georgia has reopened a few stores, especially in Atlanta, nail salons, restaurants, things of that nature are starting to open back up. And different states in America are starting to open back up. And I've got mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, I think that partial uh, reopenings is okay because the disease is more so deadly to the elderly and to those with pre-existing conditions. So I would keep those folks. I would say everyone who is elderly or has a pre-existing condition should get tested, not necessarily for quarantine, but should get like a note saying I need to remain on quarantine because I'm over a certain age or because I have this pre-existing health care. But all the young and the healthy should be allowed to do some type of business because otherwise the incoming doom, this economic collapse that is lurking in the not too distant future, that's going to be very severe for a lot of people if there isn't some type of uh, economic stimulus, if there isn't some type of business going on. But digressing from the facts or from the point of whether or not these businesses should be opening, what I really wanted to speak about was what's going to happen when things do get back to normal. Now, anyone can see, anyone with eyes to see or ears to hear can know and should know that the future is going to be very dark, very troublesome. And I hope you folks in America are getting ready now, if you haven't already been ready. You know, when things start to open back up, crime is going to shoot up. Poverty, unemployment is already high. When unemployment is high, crime is going to be high. Now, during the quarantine, crime has dropped because one, the police haven't been harassing people as they usually do. Two, everyone's been home, so there's not a whole lot of crime to do. You're not going to have a lot of break-ins, burglaries when everyone's at home, knowing that the American citizens are the most heavily gun populated citizens in the world. Everyone has a gun. Whether you work at Walmart, whether you are a doctor or a lawyer, everyone has a gun, no matter what you do. So no one's going to be breaking into people's homes while everyone is staying at home on quarantine. But when this quarantine starts to shut down, when people get out of quarantine, start going back to their 9 to 5s and their working schedules, burglaries are going to be on the rise. I'm telling you now. There's going to be stores getting robbed and looted. You can see that the food chain is starting to collapse. The food chain is starting to collapse. So what happens when people get hungry? What happens when people get hungry, they just lost their job, and they haven't been paying rent for the past 2 to 3 months, and 2 to 3 months of back rent is now comes due? What's going to happen? Just use your own imagination. There's going to be a lot of crime. There's going to be a lot of hard times. And these politicians do not have the people's interest at heart. There's going to be a lot of protests. And that's one good thing. Y'all need to protest because they had no problems bailing out the banks. They had no problems giving stimulus packages to the airline companies and to these Fortune 500 companies and to the banks, even now during the COVID-19 pandemic. The rich have gotten richer off the backs of the poor and the working class. And because of this COVID-19 and because of the stimulus packages that both the Democrats and the Republicans supported unanimously, damn near unanimously, because of these things, the working people are suffering and are going to suffer extreme poverty. And with extreme poverty comes extreme behavior. So like I said, get ready for the crime. Get ready. I hope you packed your house with beans, rice, potatoes. At least have beans, rice, potatoes, and some noodles. Because those stores are going to get empty real quick. When you see that the food chain is collapsing, people lost their jobs, people can't pay their rent, people's cars are getting repossessed. Yeah, you're going to see it. Just mark my words. Peace. 'Cause that's what I think.